I shall be an autocrat, that's my trade. And the good of my people is my great concern. I am Catherine II of Russia, the woman who seized a throne, reshaped an empire, and inscribed her name in the annals of history as one of the most powerful and enlightened rulers of all time. I transformed Russia into a cultural and military powerhouse, expanding its borders, strengthening its institutions, and modernizing its society. Mine was a reign of ambition, intellect, and unyielding will. This is my story. I was born Sophie Friedrich August von Anhalt-Zerbst on May 2nd, 1729, in the small German principality of Stettin, Prussia. My family was of minor nobility, but my mother, Princess Johanna, had grand ambitions. She saw in me the means to elevate our family, and she schemed tirelessly to secure a brilliant match for me. As a child, I was bright, inquisitive, and headstrong. I devoured books, absorbing the philosophy, history, and languages that would shape my rule. My mother was cold and distant, obsessed with court politics and prestige, while my father, Prince Christian August, was a disciplined soldier who instilled in me a love of order and governance. At the age of 14, my life changed forever. I was chosen as the bride for Peter, the heir to the Russian throne, a marriage orchestrated by Empress Elizabeth of Russia, who sought to secure the Romanov dynasty. The journey to Russia was long and arduous, filled with uncertainty. Yet, I knew I had to embrace my fate. Upon arrival, I threw myself into learning the Russian language and customs. I converted to Orthodox Christianity, adopting the name Catherine, and worked tirelessly to ingratiate myself with the Russian court. Russia was unlike anything I had ever known. The vast palaces of St. Petersburg glittered with opulence, but beneath the surface lay intrigue, betrayal, and danger. Court life was a constant game of survival. To navigate its treacherous waters, I cultivated powerful allies among the nobility, clergy, and military. My husband, Peter, was an immature, unstable man. He idolized Frederick the Great of Prussia, even as Russia warred against Prussia. He was erratic, childish, and completely unsuited to rule an empire. He humiliated me at every opportunity, neglecting me in favor of his own amusements. Lonely and desperate for companionship, I formed close relationships with key figures at court. Among them was Sergei Saltykov, with whom I may have had my first son, Paul, though his paternity was always in question. Later, I became involved with Grigory Orlov, a charismatic military officer who would prove crucial in my rise to power. During these years, I dedicated myself to studying governance, military strategy, and Enlightenment philosophy. I read the works of Montesquieu, Voltaire, and Diderot, forming ideas of how Russia could be transformed. I understood that power in Russia was not merely inherited, it had to be seized. In 1762, my moment arrived. Peter had ascended the throne as Peter III, but his reckless policies alienated the nobility and military. He withdrew from the war against Prussia, enraged the Orthodox Church, and insulted the Russian army. His reign was a disaster, and his erratic behavior made it clear he would not last long. I, however, had been preparing for years. With the help of Grigory Orlov and his brothers, I orchestrated a coup d'etat. On July 9th, 1762, I rode through the streets of St. Petersburg in full military uniform, rallying the troops. The Imperial Guard declared me their ruler. Peter was arrested, and within days, he was dead, murdered under mysterious circumstances. I had taken the throne. Russia was mine. I ascended the throne not merely as a ruler, but as a reformer. I admired the Enlightenment, corresponding with great thinkers like Voltaire, Diderot, and Montesquieu. Though an autocrat, I believed in progress and sought to modernize Russia in every way. I reorganized the government administration, making it more efficient and centralized. In 1767, I convened the Legislative Commission, attempting to codify laws based on Enlightenment principles. I issued the Charter to the nobility, 1785, strengthening their privileges but securing their loyalty. I sought to reform serfdom, but ultimately expanded its practice due to reliance on noble support. I founded the Smolny Institute, Russia's first school for women. I expanded the Imperial Academy of Arts and supported Russian literature. I amassed a vast collection of art, laying the foundation for the Hermitage Museum. I promoted vaccination against smallpox, personally receiving the inoculation to encourage my subjects. I waged wars against the Ottoman Empire, securing Crimea and access to the Black Sea. I partitioned Poland, expanding Russian borders into Europe. I strengthened Russia's hold over Alaska and Siberia, pushing imperial expansion eastward. I defeated uprisings in conquered territories, ensuring Russian dominance. My reign was not without obstacles. Pugachev's Rebellion, 1773 to 1775, a massive peasant uprising, nearly shattered the empire. Led by a Cossack named Emelian Pugachev, who falsely claimed to be Peter III, the revolt spread like wildfire. I crushed it with brutal efficiency, reinforcing my rule but realizing that serfdom was a growing problem. I also faced intrigue within the court, navigating rival factions and betrayals. My lovers, men like Grigory Potemkin and Alexander Lanskoy, were more than companions. They were political allies, helping me shape policies and expand Russia's influence. As I aged, I remained fiercely in control. But my health declined, and on November 17, 1796, I suffered a stroke and passed away. I had ruled for 34 years, transforming Russia into a global power. I am remembered as one of Russia's greatest rulers, a woman who defied expectations, seized power, and wielded it with unmatched brilliance. Under my reign, Russia became a dominant European empire. Art, culture, and education flourished. The military grew stronger, securing new lands and influence. I was Catherine the Great, Empress of Russia, and my name will endure for eternity. Power without a nation's confidence is nothing.